guys, I'm Nicole and welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing good. We are doing good around here. We are just plugging along, trying to have a little bit of a slower summer. It's been really nice. All of my garden is it's coming in right now, so that has been a lot more things that I've been having to do lately. I've been having to try to process food, which I mean, I'm not complaining. It's a blessing to be sure, but there's just a lot of that stuff going on. In a little bit, I most likely am going to be processing green beans for the very first time this season. I'll be pulling out my pressure canner. I use an electric pressure canner, and it's a simple process to do, and I actually have a video, I think from last year, talking about that. But yeah, so green beans are coming in. My tomatoes aren't quite in yet because I planted them just a little later than I normally do, but they are starting to blush or ripen, so that's really exciting. I will be getting to those before I know it. And so yeah, we've just been, like I said, trying to have just more of a quiet summer. I love spending time at home. I'm definitely a homebody. I used to not be a homebody, but as I've gotten older, that's just where I love to be, is at home. And so we do a lot of things here, and I try to make our home just a nice place to be where our family enjoys being. And not to say that we don't go out and do stuff, because we do, but being at home is just wonderful to me, and I really try to cultivate a really nice, peaceful, relaxing atmosphere here. So today I wanted to share a little bit more about my homeschool, or our homeschool, our family's homeschool. Little by little, I have some homeschooling supplies coming in for this coming up school year. I started off I guess in May, ordering a few things, and then I took a break and I haven't really thought about it for a little while. But last week I ordered $600 worth of homeschool materials. That was hard to come off of that much money all at once, but it was something that I knew we needed to do. It was planned for, and now I really only have, I think, math left, and most likely we'll be using teaching textbooks for everybody who's fourth grade, or no, third grade and up. My third grader, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use with her. We did use Christian Light Education last year for her second grade, and she just did so good with it. I kind of want to continue on, but she didn't love it. It's a great, solid curriculum, and I'm actually going to talk about Christian Light Education today. But it's a wonderful, solid curriculum, but it's just a little bit more involved than some other curriculums that I've used. But it's wonderful. It's solid. My kids come away just really having a grasp on the concepts, and so I'm undecided with math. And I have a couple of parakeets in the room. I hope they are not too noisy right now. They're chattering just a little bit, and so you might hear them a bit. I kind of move them away from the camera. They usually are right here, close to this. I have a window right beside me, and this is where they live, by this window, but I moved them to the other side of the room, and but yeah, they like to chatter. So you might hear them. But anyhow, for Christian Light Education this year, all I have bought from them is our reading supplies. And I don't know if I ever will stray from their reading program, just because I love it so much. It has so many good character stories in their reading curriculum, and yeah, I just love it. And so for my first grader, third grader, fifth grader, and eighth grader, so for 4 grades, we are using their reading program. It has worked well for all of my kids except for my 8th grader. As far as learning to read goes, he's been doing great with all of the reading curriculum for many, many years. But back whenever he was first, in first grade, kindergarten, learning to read, I ended up switching him to a Becca to really, I guess, get the phonics concepts in his head, because just this curriculum, it wasn't clicking with him, which that's something wonderful about homeschooling, is we can change that, you change our curriculums around if there is a problem, or if our kids just aren't quite getting something. And my first grader, I'm kind of thinking I might end up having to do the same thing with her. She seemed to have a similar learning style as my son had, and so I'm going to give it a try though. I'm going to give it a try, and I'm just going to see how he does, or she does, and if she likes it. And so let me just give you a little bit of a glimpse of this material. Now, all of their actual reading books I've had, and they are well-loved books. This is the first set of books for first grade. We live, we explore, we learn, and we discover. And then they also go on to a little bit more of a more difficult reader, which I think is called I Wonder, possibly something like that. But this is what is involved with the Learning to Read first grade curriculum. I'm almost positive. Yeah. So anyhow, we will be using these along with her Learning to Read workbooks. Now, Christian Light Education, they have something called light units, and so these are her workbooks, and I mean it's a good bit of workbooks. They used to be about like $3 a workbook, but now I think it's more like $50 for this 10 workbook set. And it's nice because everything that she needs is just right there in front of her in the workbook. And it starts off pretty simple, basic sight words, and just learning her sounds. Now, she already knows all of this. It's just like once she gets past, a certain point, we'll just have to see how she does. But everybody, like I said, everybody's different, and everybody has different learning styles. And my current 3rd and 5th grader, they did wonderfully with this Learning to Read program. And so I want to give it a try with my daughter Mabry too, but we'll just have to see if it works for her. I sure do hope it does. I hope it really clicks. And so she is really doing great. Just as I said, everybody is so different, and she is one who's always been more of like she likes to play. She learns through manipulating things, and sometimes the book work is she's just a little bit slower at it, which is fine. But she will be 7 in August, and so I did hold her back already kind of 1 year, even though her birthday is her birthday is August 30th, and so she's super close to that September 1st cutoff. And I went ahead and I started teaching her as if she were born like September 1st instead of August 30th. And I'm glad I did that. I think that's really helping her, but also, I just want to make sure that we go at our own pace and, we figure it out. And I will say there's been times I've had worries with certain kids, like, are they going to get something, or do I need to move along to something different? Sometimes I have had to move along to something different, but looking at them now, they all can read well. They're all doing great. And so I know that at least that's a little bit of reassurance on my part. I know that even if there's a little bit of struggle there, eventually they will get it, and they will get it on their, on their own time frame and what's best for their body and for their mind. So this is the 3rd grade reader. You can tell it's well loved. I think we've had this for many, many years. Doors to Discovery. And so I just try to, keep up with these books. I actually keep these readers on the bookshelf in my bedroom instead of on the kids' bookshelves, just because I want to make sure I keep up with them and that I have them for just, the years as they are going through their reading programs. And again, for the 3rd grade program, there are 10 light units. I believe this was close to $50. And yeah, I really like it. I think it's just it's a worksheet program, basically. But they do good with it. And like I said, the stories are just full of good character stories. And so that's the kind of stuff I really want my kids to be consuming when they're reading. So that is what I try to go with. This book is called Open Windows. This is the 5th grade reader. Now with the 5th grade and I think the 8th grade programs, there's only 5. Yeah, there's only 5 light units. And so it's a little bit less expensive if you're in the older grades. So there's that, which is nice. And there's also a worksheet program. You don't have to get these light units. And I did that once, I believe, when my daughter who's going into 5th grade was in the 3rd grade. I did the worksheets, and I ended up switching back to the light units just because it's a little more meaty, and I felt like she was learning a little bit more that way. The light units are really self-paced, and she can do it herself. Now the worksheets, I was more involved with it, which is fine, but if you don't have as much time to devote to your children while you're schooling, and you want them to be independent with it, the light units are a better way to go, in my opinion. Now, with my 1st grader, I do absolutely everything with her, and I do that usually up until close to 3rd grade. So this is the 8th grade reader, Where Roads Diverge, and the light units. So there's 5 of them. And yeah, I think that Maverick's he's gonna do good. Oh, I almost dropped it. He's gonna do good. He did good with the 7th grade. The words are a little smaller as, you know, they get up in the higher grades. And that is it. And so this reading program, I'm pretty sure Christian Light has it through 8th grade, and then it goes into high school, which when they start to have like more of like literature, grammar type program, and it's not really just, you know, just a reading program that you can purchase from them. But up through 8th grade, this is something that I really, really like to try to have my kids do. I found this program probably a decade ago, and I've stuck with it ever since then. I am definitely open to other programs. And actually this year I'm using language arts, I think through The Good and the Beautiful. It has not come in yet for most of my kids. And I know there's a reading program built in with that too. And so it's almost like double the reading programs. And so I'm going to probably look at The Good and the Beautiful, maybe cut that out of our curriculum. Or, you know, we'll just have to see. And it might just be such a good reading curriculum that I'll just, you know, keep that from now on. And if I really like their language arts, and then we'll just, you know, just do that language arts and reading together. So we'll just have to see. So yeah, I'm excited. So we're gonna have like all kinds of books coming in soon. The big orders I just placed were from Master Books and The Good and the Beautiful. And I'm really excited about those coming in. And then, like I said, I pretty much just have math to buy, which will be from teaching textbooks. Most likely for, well, at least for most of my children, it'll be through teaching textbooks, which I love. I've used them for well over a decade. And then also for my 12th grader, I have a 12th grader. Oh my goodness, that's such a bittersweet year. This will be my 4th 12th grader that I've had, but I need to buy like the Dave Ramsey financial program for her. My kids have always gone through that, but I think now it's pretty much an online program. And I used to have like the DVD set. I don't have it anymore. We've moved several times, so I don't know where it is. But I need to do, you know, purchase the online program for her. And I think at that point we'll be pretty much done, and I'll be able to show you what we're doing this year. So it's really exciting to see it all come in, and I'm excited to get started. Most likely we will be starting in the beginning of August. So if you're a homeschooler, if you guys gotten started, or if you bought your curriculum yet, it's an exciting time. It's really fun. I hope that you're having a good time with it. And I guess thank you so much for stopping in with me today, and I will talk with you soon.